What is going on, everybody? Mike Rondo in the Shed of Solitude, of course. I actually, I ordered more half gloves. I couldn't find my other ones. I know they're either in the shed somewhere or in the house, but I was lazy and I bought 2 new pairs. So, but anyway, I'm smoking in my Bing's pipe here, Bing's favorite. And today, as you can tell by the thumbnail, we are doing Rum Maple by Wilk's Tobacco. And I've been smoking it for a little bit. I wasn't going to do like the typical tin note, or in this case, the bag note. This is interesting in a lot of ways. Like, first and foremost, this is goopy. Out of all of them, this has been the goopiest, and I was a little concerned. See, as you can see, it's clinging to my hands here, and there's a little bit of film on the fingers there, but the tin note, or bag note in this case, okay, see, now earlier when I first opened it, it smelled like bubble gum, and that sounds so weird, but it did. It smelled like bubble gum, and I'm like, all right, I can get behind that, you know, I'm cool with that. You know, bubblegum lemonade was one of my favorites as a kid. But as I smell it now, you smell a lot more rum now. Like, I smell the rum, and I've been letting this breathe for like 5 minutes or so. And I will say, probably should let this air out 15, 20 minutes, maybe even overnight. That's kind of how wet this is out of the bunch. Again, I'm reviewing, so I just said the hell with it and went for it. And I have to say, it's actually, considering how wet it is, it lit pretty good. So take that for what it's worth, whatever that is. But now that it's aired out, like initially, I still smell that bubble gum, but more rum. More bourbon, to be honest. Like, more of a bourbon than rum. I had to check. This is rum and maple. A hint of, like, maple. You know what it reminds me of? The maple, is it Jim Beam maple? Yeah, I think it's Jim Beam maple that I liked. I got funny story with that. About 8 years ago, I think it was 8 years ago, I was doing the Cantina Cast. I was doing the podcast, and I was drinking that, and I got hammered doing that episode. I ended up passing out right after we ended the show, right at my desk. That's how bad that was. So glad I'm not like that anymore. Yeah, so it's a pretty good. It seems to be like a better tin note. Initially, the bubblegum smell, it's good, but it's strong. And all their blends that I've tried this week have been phenomenally strong. But yeah, it's more of a definitely more of a rum note than maple, which is interesting. Because let me see if you guys can see what it looks like. And so, I believe this is Cavendish, Burley, and Virginia, I believe. But yeah, this is fairly wet. And I was thinking of Redcoats because he was talking about Sutliff Christmas Spice today, and he was talking about how wet it was and how he had to leave it out overnight and all that stuff. I didn't have the same experience as he did. Mine, I think it wasn't that goopy, but I can see what he was getting at. But anyway, so I've been smoking this for a little while. Let's see if I need the relight or not. And I do. No shock. I don't know if you can hear that crackling from the steam or whatever. But as I was smoking this a little before I came on, this is the first maple tobacco that actually tastes like maple. Like, you get that note. Now, is it too much? That's debatable. I do get rum, but more more maple in the tasting notes, whereas like the aroma is more of a rum kind of note. And I would probably say I have to try the other ones again. This is probably my favorite maple blend, if you will. Probably my favorite liqueur type of blend. Usually like the whiskey and rums, they just don't live up to what I imagine in my head. It's always a disappointment for the most part. Can't think of anything that I've had that, well, maybe I have. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at the videos, but as goopy as it is, I am able to reignite, if you will. But it's definitely maple, and even right then the smoke note. It's a good aroma, good tasting notes. However, I don't think this is for everybody. I think a lot of people would think this is too goopy. And I don't think people would like these flavors. I can see a half being like, yeah, no, that's too much. I don't know. I'm just thinking that's how it would break. I think half would really like this, and then the other half wouldn't. And this is kind of a Christmas blend, to be honest. Not really like the black and gold Cornell and Deal. That's a fall blend. This is definitely the rum and the maple is kind of a Christmassy. But this is definitely a good blend to lunt with, if you will, if you wanted to do that, if you were into that such thing. Again, probably sitting outside of I don't know, a show or something and lighting the pipe up, and this is a good aroma. I think some people would get a whiff of it and think Jim Beam maple if they smelled the smoke. But when you're sipping it, when you're pulling in the smoke, you're getting more of a maple note. At least I am. Which is nice to finally get a blend that that says maple on it and it really tastes like maple. Now I had the cobblestone, was it maple pie? And that was pretty good, but the flavor didn't hold like this. This is much different, and I think this is far better. Which is saying a lot, because I like cobblestone. I think it's a very underrated blend, if you will. Company, if you will. Although it's from the Scandinavian tobacco group, so I guess, which is all the blends. I don't know. Now see, I'm getting more of the rum there. Like flavor-wise, this is pound for pound. Like this is really good. Like in the sense that you are getting what you smell, which you don't always get. So it's got that going for it. I don't think everyone's gonna like this blend. I think the goopiness may turn a lot of people off. Well, maybe I'm under Dr. Lester's spell across the pond with the whole goopiness. I don't know, but maybe that's playing into my head. I get a bit of I want to say a grassy note, but it's more rum. It's hard to explain, but it's not. But that was the first time I got that hint of, from the Virginia. I think it's Virginia's. Let's see. Let me look at what we got going on here. let's see. Burley, Virginia, Cavendish. So, and they gave it a 4.0. I'd give it that. But I don't know if everyone would feel that way. But I will say this: if you have the chance, definitely go and buy from Wilkes or Wilke. Their pipe blends that I've had have been fantastic. I have another one coming up, another review, and I don't know if I'm doing it tomorrow or next week. I might do it tomorrow because it's not Christmas-like, and next week I'd like to get into the Christmas blends and stuff and go from there. I got Kringle cake. I finally got my hands on that. I got another blend the other day, and I can't even remember what the hell it was. I've ordered tobacco, and I'm starting to forget what the hell I ordered because it's just like it was like 1, 2. It's crazy. But and of course I got other stuff to get to. It just every time I turn around, there's like a tobacco that's available. I'm like, oh, I got to try it. So I click on it, and then here's another one. And I'm trying, as I've been saying, not to introduce any late arrivals for the end of the year of my favorite tobaccos of 2021, which I think is going to be pretty tough this year. I've had some good blends that have kind of surprised me, and it'll be tough. But as you see, as wetted as it was, it lights pretty good. Now, see, what's interesting is I'm getting a very hay and grass note now at the end here. I'm almost mostly done with the bowl. So I'm getting that kind of like a wet grass kind of smell. Maybe it was like cut 2 days ago. It got wet, like we had a rainstorm, and then it's kind of that wet cut grass kind of smell going there. It's not bad. It's very subtle. It's not. It's taken away from what I was enjoying earlier in the bowl with the rum and definitely the maple. Now I'm getting into that. I think the Virginias with the grass note, which isn't bad. I just prefer the maple and the rum. Now this is more of a. I can't place it. I've smelled this smell, and it's a type of alcohol. Or maybe I'm having flashbacks when I was on the barrel house and I was drinking, actually, a rye whiskey. That would be kind of the note that I'm getting. That's more appropriate, I think. Yes, I would say a rye whiskey. See, took me. I had to go back in a moment of time when I was completely drunk, thanks to Joe at the Barrel House, to trigger what that note was that I was getting. So it's not because rye whiskey is a very. I don't want to say grass, but it's a very. I don't know. You can just tell that it's rye whiskey, and you know that smell and that taste. And it's not a bad thing. It's an acquired taste. Like I don't think everyone would like a rye whiskey. I like it actually, but that's exactly what that is. Well, that's pretty interesting though. How it went from bubblegum, right? I went from bubblegum, rum, maple to wet grass / rye whiskey. And even bourbon, because like the rum was kind of more of like a bourbon. Well, this is a fun blend. I think you guys would enjoy trying this out and experimenting with it and seeing if you'd like it. I think you would be surprised. Because I don't think it's as potent as the tin note is. The smoke and all that is not strong. The smelling it from the bag is, but regular, it's not too bad. It's pleasant. Or as I always say, it doesn't punch you in the face. But I'm kind of digging this at the end of the bowl here, that rye whiskey note. It's funny. It's like when I had first tried rye whiskey, it had that distinctive wheat kind of note to it, and I didn't like it. But then the more you drink it, the more you kind of like it. Anyway, I enjoyed this one. So far, I would say the peanut butter one, the regular peanut butter one's my favorite. Probably by this, and then peanut butter chocolate next, and then Santa's blend after that. Now I think it's what, what the hell's the blend? I can't think of it right now. But anyway, probably be tomorrow night. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I think you guys should check out Wilke pipe tobacco. I don't think you guys would be disappointed in any of this. You can order it online, so by all means, go over and get a bunch of tobacco. They got all different kinds of blends and stuff. I don't think you guys would be disappointed at all. Those who haven't tried it, I know there's a handful that have tried it. So definitely pretty damn good, if you ask me. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys later.